During the Feast of Tabernacles, there were two great ceremonies that would take place. The first was a daytime ceremony. It was the water ceremony. But they also had a nighttime ceremony as well, and it was a lighting ceremony. What they would do is they had 4 large columns, 4 large pillars, and on top of each of these pillars, there were 4 golden bowls. And what they would do is they would get some young men of priestly lineage who would take a ladder, and they'd go up and they'd set those ladders on the pillar, and they'd climb up the pillar. They'd fill all the 16 golden bowls with a bunch of oil. They'd take some of their sacred undergarments and put it in the oil, and then they would light them all on fire. And it was like this grand display of light every night in the temple precinct during the Feast of Tabernacles, and everybody was in awe. But in the pre-modern world, right, where there's no electricity and you see all the stars, well, when you have 16 giant torches lit up, it's like a magnificent scene. People were really ingrained in their minds of another great event in the wilderness, which was God's faithfulness to them in the night, right? How did God lead them in the night? By a pillar of fire. He was the pillar of fire, the light of the world that led them to the promised land, that kept them warm in their darkness when they would be aflame. It says this, it says, "There was not a courtyard in Jerusalem that did not reflect the light." And so as you know, everything is lit up in this glorious scene, all of the men, they would go and they would dance together, and they would take flaming torches and wave them. It is the day after the last night of the Feast of Tabernacles, and Jesus stands in the very place where those pillars had been set up, and everyone had just seen these light displays, and it is in that context that Jesus says, "I am the light of the world." In other words, he's saying the pillar of light that you commemorate, that was the presence of God that led you in the darkness, I am that light. I am the eternal, uncreated light that lit up